My name is Jake, and for as long as I can remember, my nights have been filled with the same terrifying dream. Every night, I find myself standing on the edge of a vast, dark forest. The trees are tall and twisted, their branches reaching out like skeletal hands. A thick fog blankets the ground, and the air is heavy with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. In the dream, I hear a voice calling to me from deep within the forest. It's a soft, whispering voice that I can barely make out, but it's always the same message: come to me, Jake. I'm waiting. The voice is both alluring and frightening, and I always wake up drenched in sweat, my heart pounding. One night, after another sleepless night filled with that haunting dream, I decided to do something about it. I don't know what compelled me to act, but I felt a strange pull, a need to find out what was hiding in the forest of my dreams. So, I packed a small bag, grabbed my flashlight, and snuck out of the house. The forest wasn't far from my home, just a few minutes' walk. As I approached the tree line, I felt a chill run down my spine. It looked exactly like it did in my dreams. The twisted trees, the thick fog, the silence, it was all the same. I hesitated for a moment, but then I heard the voice again, clearer this time. Come to me, Jake. I'm waiting. With a deep breath, I stepped into the forest. The fog swallowed me up immediately, and the light from my flashlight barely penetrated the gloom. The further I went, the more uneasy I felt. The trees seemed to close in around me, their branches forming a tangled web that I had to duck and weave through. After what felt like hours of walking, I came to a small clearing. In the center of the clearing was an old, crumbling stone altar. The voice was louder now, coming from the altar itself. I'm here, Jake. Come closer. My heart was pounding in my chest, but I couldn't stop myself. I walked towards the altar, my hands shaking. As I got closer, I saw something lying on the altar. It was a small, leather-bound book. The cover was worn and faded, but I could just make out the words, "The Book of Dreams," embossed in gold lettering. I reached out and picked up the book. As soon as my fingers touched the cover, the voice stopped. The forest fell silent, and the fog began to lift. I opened the book, and inside I found pages filled with strange symbols and drawings. I couldn't understand any of it, but I felt a strange sense of calm wash over me. I closed the book and looked around. The forest seemed different now, less threatening. I made my way back home, the book tucked under my arm. When I finally got back to my room, I hid the book under my bed and collapsed onto my bed, exhausted.